Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. We're going to have a bit of an August look ahead today, looking out to the next month, August, see what's likely to happen in terms of the weather, what the longer range seasonal models are predicting. Should just say that these longer range models are highly experimental, so you can't take them too seriously. There are a lot of caveats that are associated with all long range forecasting. But yeah, we're going to have a quick look to see what they're showing for the coming month. Just want to say about the heat wave and next week's breakdown. It does look as though it is on course. I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but I've done an update to my blog on the flash page. So if you want to see about the heat wave, how hot it's likely to get next week, and what might happen with thunderstorms later next week, go to the top of the page. You'll find a menu bar on the top of this page. Click on Flash, and that'll take you through to the blog of gavsweathervids.com, and you'll be able to see what's likely to happen based on this morning's models in terms of the heat and the breakdown next week. It is on course for Thursday and Friday. This video is going to be focusing on August, see what might happen in the coming month. Before I get on with the video, I want to talk about the advertising. There's green words on all my pages at gavsweathervids.com. If you roll your cursor over those green words, they'll display as if you click through the word. That's the key. Click through the word, and you'll go to the advertised website. By doing that, you're supporting gavsweathervids.com, and thanks very much for doing that. So starting off with the JMA model from Japan. This is broken down into weekly periods. This first week is taking us from today through to next Friday. This is just encompassing this coming week that I think we're likely to see the breakdown taking place to the high pressure. And what we're looking at here is 500 millibar heights for the coming week, and the model is showing that we're likely to be seeing high pressure as an anomaly becoming centred to the north and the northeast of the British Isles. Low pressure increasingly attacking from the west and from the south as that high pressure starts to drift further northwards and eastwards. So the low pressure is coming in from the south and the west. The high pressure gradually slipping away through the coming week, and based on this morning's models, I think that's a very good prediction from the JMA model for the coming week. Now the second week takes us through into August. It actually takes us up to Friday the 2nd of August. And look at this, quite a big change takes place during that final week of July into the first couple of days of August. We're now in the British Isles under an area of below average heights. There's the British Isles there, and that is showing below average heights, which extrapolates to low pressure around the British Isles through the final days of July. The high pressure increasingly moving further north, in fact becoming more of a northern blocking type feature up there. That's going up towards the Arctic, that area of high pressure. So yeah, it does look as though there's quite a big change being predicted by the JMA model for the final stages of July into the start of August. Then we go through to the 3rd and the 4th weeks, and this takes us up to around the middle of August. So this is taking us quite a long way actually into August. And look at this, the idea from the JMA model is still that we keep an anomalous area of below average heights around the British Isles. Yep, we've definitely got low pressure sitting across the British Isles and across much of the northern Atlantic as well. That's really quite an unsettled looking signal for much of the first half of August, to be honest. So the JMA model, once it breaks this high pressure down, once it breaks down the heat wave, it is not seeing the heat coming back in the foreseeable future. So going out to the middle of August, the JMA model wants to keep low pressure influences going, and that would be a lot cooler and a lot more unsettled than what we've had in July. So let's go through to the Beijing Climate Center and see what that's showing. This is broken down into 10-day periods. Again, it's 500 millibar highs, but it's broken down into 10-day periods, and the first 10-day period takes us from the 16th of July through to the 25th of July. This actually updated a couple of days ago, whereas the JMA just updated this morning. So this is like the week we're currently in, and it's very good again. We've got high pressure as an anomaly sitting across the British Isles, a big area of above average heights. Very good for the coming week, the high pressure again extending into Central Europe. So again, very obviously we are going to have a lot of settled weather in the coming few days, gradually turning more and more unsettled. But then look what happens through the next 10-day period, taking us from the 26th of July through to the 4th of August. Then it's a complete flip around, and the Beijing Climate Center then wants to have an anomalous area of below average heights around the British Isles and extending into Central Europe as well. That's a much more unsettled signal for the final days of July and into the first few days of August. Going through to the next 10-day period, taking us from the 5th of August through to the 14th of August, up to the middle of the month. Well, look at this again. It's the same idea from the Beijing Climate Center that we just saw from the JMA model, which is that low pressure as an anomalous area of below average heights will be sitting across the British Isles and extending into Europe as well. The high pressure has moved much further north, so it's sitting up into the Arctic. That's a really unsettled looking signal from the Beijing Climate Center, and it's in agreement with the JMA model. That's the important thing. This is in agreement with what the JMA is showing this morning. And if we go out even further to the 15th to the 24th of August, well, although heights are coming up a little bit, we're still as an anomaly below average, and it still looks pretty unsettled, to be honest, there across the British Isles, going right up to the 24th of August with the high pressure again sitting to the north of the country, and that low pressure again is extending into central parts of Europe as well. That's a really big flip around for August compared to what we've had during July. Very dramatic and quite shocking, actually, to see how that's flipped quite as much as that. So for the monthly period, this is the 30-day temperature forecast from the Beijing Climate Center, going from the 26th of July to the 24th of August. So for that monthly period, look at this. The Beijing Climate Center is going for a colder than average monthly period, despite the fact that we're about 2 degrees above average for July. August is coming in colder than average if the Beijing Climate Center is right, a substantially cooler than average month. And it's also coming in wetter than average, hardly surprising with that anomalous area of below average height sitting around the British Isles throughout the month. You would expect it to be a wet monthly period, and indeed the Beijing Climate Center is going for quite a wet month of it through August. I haven't looked at the CFS model for August, and this updates a couple of times a day. This is just the latest update from this morning. This is from the website BCOCL. Should just explain that all of these charts, or the links to these charts, can be found on my links page. Go to the links page. You'll be able to find whichever website you're looking for. In this case it's BCOCL, but the other charts we've used are the JMA and the Beijing Climate Center. All of the links are there, so go to the websites. You'll be able to see all of these charts for yourself. But this is 500 millibar heights from the CFS this morning, and the CFS model is going in August for below average heights to be to the north and to the east of the British Isles. That's an anomalous area. What am I doing there? That's not high pressure, that is low pressure to the north and to the east of the country. I should put now there, and the high pressure is away to the north and to the west. So that's the same sort of idea as the other models, which is for wet pressure to be weak through August, low pressure generally to the north and the east, high pressure generally to the west and to the northwest. Again, that's a pretty unsettled looking signal for August in terms of 500 millibar heights. In terms of the temperature, the model is seeing that it's an average to cool month. Certainly no sign of anything particularly warm coming up there. The warmth is up to the north and to the west, associated with the high pressure. And the precipitation, the model is seeing a bit of a mixed picture, but overall I think we're actually a bit above average there in terms of precipitation, maybe a bit below down the east coast, but for much of the country we're in the red colours, which is above average precipitation. So these long-range models are predicting a very different August compared to July. That's the important thing to take from this, that all of these models, if we put them together and come up with an idea for August, they are predicting a much more unsettled August compared to what we've had for July. Also seeing a much cooler month, although of course that doesn't rule out some hot conditions at times. It is summer, it's a summer month, so we'd likely to see some warmth at times, but it certainly isn't seeing anything like the kind of July that we're experiencing. Now, say these are experimental, so we can't take it too seriously. I think it's very likely that August is going to have at least some warm spells in it, but personally I've got my doubts that we're going to see anything like the sort of July we've had. So if you like the heat wave, you're enjoying it, make the most of it, because August could be a very, very different month. That's it for now. I'll be doing the weekend forecast tomorrow, but thanks for watching. Bye for now.